Kathleen, good to see you. Can you give us an update on the latest from the tribunal?
For sure, Dennis. Here in Burns Lake, it's day 2 of a 10-day hearing, 2-week hearing, excuse me. Human Rights Tribunal hearing into alleged abuse of children at the Immaculata Day School. Things heated up this morning when a lawyer for the survivors said the RCMP haven't turned over a key piece of evidence, and that's a taped interview with Richard Perry. He's a hereditary chief. He was of course, a young boy at Immaculata. He went for several grades. He talked about being abused on a nearly daily basis by nuns and a teacher at the school.
Kathleen, like you say, it's only day 2, but what's been sticking out for you so far?
More people are coming out from the community to sit in the audience and listen. That's partly why it's being held here in Burns Lake, so that the survivors can be heard and supported by their communities. They're from Burns Lake and Lake Babine First Nations. The testimony also is getting a little more explicit. These are adults, of course, remembering what happened to them as children at day school. But Richard Perry says he suffered, learning disabilities, potentially brain damage, by being struck in the head repeatedly with a ruler. He has scars that he said he showed his dad and his grandparents. He had a lot of difficulty, even being able to speak today. He talks in a kind of a halting voice. So I think what stuck out for me today was just the impact of the abuse. How it stayed with this man who's now in his 50s.
Kathleen, what's anticipated over the next few weeks here?
Certainly more survivors are going to testify, and then others who heard their story helped amplify it throughout Canada. And the reason they're here, and that's because when they went to police with their allegations, the RCMP, in their opinion, did a really half-hearted attempt at an investigation. Today, Richard Perry testified. They talked to him for 24 minutes about about abuse he suffered over 3-4 years. And they say that's proof of how the RCMP didn't take their allegations seriously. And we're going to hear more of that from further witnesses over the next 2 weeks.
Kathleen, we'll have to leave it there, but thanks for the work you and Lee are doing out there.
You're welcome, Dennis.